Hello to everyone, my name is Lello Marasco, and today I want to present with my colleague Francesca Ferrini our project. It's called HEARTBOT. This project is aimed at the design and implementation of an intelligence interface. It's a software capable of conversing with a user in natural language, simulating the behavior of a human being. Is able to give the first aid information. The capabilities of our chatbot are due to a previous treatment of the text, which is based on a sequence of operations such as a pipeline of NLP, which is based on the processing of natural language. The purpose of which is to implement algorithms capable of analyzing, represent, and therefore understand the natural language. But now, let's talk with my colleague Francesca Ferrini.
Thank you, Lello. To develop the program, we used Python, an interpreted programming language characterized by a simple interface and a series of libraries written in compiled language. The libraries used are NLTK, used for text processing, NumPy for the management of matrices and arrays, string used to manipulate strings, random used for the management of random numbers, BS or BS4 manages HTML and XML pages, URL request manages the addresses of pages, re manages regular expression, PYTTSX3 is used to convert the text into a vocal. Speech recognition activates the microphone and enables speech recognition. Sys has a series of functions and parameters that allow us to interact on the operating system. Next, we create a function to import our text from the outside, which represents the knowledge base on which we work and save the corpus in a text variable. Now we begin to perform all the sequential operations for the treatment of the text, starting from tokenization, whose purpose is to divide the text into tokens and can be carried out both at the level of a single word and at the level of sentences. We can initially consider tokenization at the level of a single word, importing from the NLTK tokenize library the word tokenize function, which allows me to identify the individual tokens. We can see another tokenization function as a split, which, unlike the previous one, does not consider punctuation as a token. The second phrase is based on identification of a sentence separated by periods. It is implemented by importing the send-tokenize function from the NLTK library. For the purpose of our project, we will model the knowledge base, that is, we will transform the input text into a matrix and the sentences will be the lines that compose it. Another phase of the pipeline is post-tagging or part-of-speech tagging, which consists in attributing to each token the grammatical category of belonging. We can also see a package in these lines of code, regex parser, that allow me to manage regular expression of grammar management rules. Then transform the graphic form into lemmy, or the canonical form with which a given word is present in a dictionary. We import stop words that not bring relevant information to the analysis of the text, and we remove also the punctuation. To include the standardization, I consider two functions that respectively return the lemma of words that are not stop word and normalization on the text whose characters have been reduced to uppercase in lowercase and without punctuation. To implement a function that will allow us to make our agent intelligent, we import the sklearn library for automatical language learning, causing similarities to calculate the similarity index and count vectorize to transform the text into vector. Ultimately, the following function will allow me to add the user answer to my knowledge base. Then I transform the text into a matrix that has the sentences of the send tokenized that make up the text as lines, plus one that is the sentence introduced by the user, and 4 columns the length, calculated with the previous expression. Finally, we calculate the cosine similarity between a row of the matrix and the last one that correspond to the sentence entered by the user. The sentences will be placed in increasing order of similarity, excluding the last. The figure shown controls the index that if it is equal to 0, no match is made and therefore no response is reported. Conversely, if it is greater than 0, the chatbot returns the phrase with the index plus more.
We include a class that manage colors of the function print. We will use these colors for a better user experience during the interface interaction. From YouTube video library, we want to use ipython.display for using HTML video streaming inside Cell. We define a method return a function that has as arguments the URL and the dimension settings. We could introduce a GTTS developed by Google for text speech, but the voice it wasn't natural and we want to simulate a phone call, so we decided to introduce another library that is pyttsx3. Thankfully this, we can set a lot of settings like volume, speed, gender and language. We use SR to enable microphone recognition by voice, and there is a conversion from speech to text. This powerful function can also reduce ambient noise. This happens because it waits for a second to let the recognizer adjust the energy threshold based on the surrounding noise level. Let's talk about user experience. The first thing that we do is to set the title. We implement some rules for centering the text and adjust the colors. After that, we created a method that manages the menu interface. It is also use a lot of print. In the end, we have the main function. This function set all rules for using the software from the start to the end. We created 3 boolean variables because we must manage the while cycle for coming back to the menu. In the first cycle, we have 2 variables, menu and repeat. One is useful for choosing the category and the other is useful to coming back to the list. In chat live category, the user inserts the question. Then the bot, with this function, manage the information and use this information implemented before and evaluate the best answer from his knowledge base. After that, we clean the knowledge base with the sentences.remove user response. In the end, we can choose the ask another question or end the category. The same thing happened for the call 911 category, but the text created from the bot and received from our voice is everything hidden because we want to simulate a call. But always considering the design, we created all items that illustrate to user what's happening. The microphone is enabled by this function and speak with engine run and wait. After this, we must clean the knowledge base. In the end, we have the category video and image that execute the next cell that has the video and image information. In the end, we have exit that close the programs thanks sys.exit that force system exit before opening final cells. Okay, let's start with the user interface. As you can see, we have a title, HEARTBOT in red color, and here we have hello, I'm HEARTBOT, the best friend of your heart. I will try to answer every kind of question. Select a category. Here we can select one for live chat. As you can see, we have an icon that say you are in live chat. Insert a question. What is it an heart attack? Okay, a heart attack is a serious medical emergency in which the supply of blood to the heart is suddenly blocked, usually by a blood clot. Okay, HEARTBOT asks us, do you want to ask me something else? No, in this case we want to introduce the second category that is called 911.
911. How can I help you?
I need some help.
It may help reduce damage to the heart muscle to a minimum. When the heart attack is suspected, the victim can be encouraged to chew 1 adult dose or 2 low dose baby aspirin tablets. Is there anything else I can do?
No.
Okay. I hope I have done everything possible. Goodbye.
Also in this case we have an icon that say has, okay, you are in the second category, that you are calling 911 with a telephone icon. Here we have the exit that I want to remember that we have a sys dot exit that is a force system exit before opening final cells. In the end, if we type 3 video and image, we will see a video for the face ID and an image that say us how to save a life. Thank you for everything. I really hope that you enjoy our project. Bye.